Chelsea 7, Norwich City 0. A Thomas Tuchel clinic, decisive, clinical, on fire today in front of goal. A Mason Mount hat-trick and 4 goal contributions from the attacking midfield player. Callum Hudson Odoi coming alive, playing in his natural position. The fluidity of the gameplay today from Chelsea was absolutely brilliant. 2 games on the bounce, 4 and 7 goals scored respectively. 2 clean sheets in that as well. The Thomas Tuchel transformation has been brilliant to watch over the course of the past 8 to 9 months. And they really seem to be kicking into gear now, Chelsea Football Club. Lots to talk about, lots to digest after this game. Are they better without Lukaku? I saw that being a talking point on socials. I want your opinion. Champions, favourites of the championship? Let me know what your thoughts are, as in winning the Premier League championship, winning the league title. I want your thoughts and your feelings. And the other big question is, and I want to talk about this today, do Chelsea have the best academy in the world? They're the major talking points. We'll give the link out for you to phone in and have your say. It's already been shared on my Twitter account as well, so go and get that done. Get your super chats into us as well. This is the highlights and reaction show on the Football Terrace. Smash that like button right now, Chelsea fans. Let's get this past 1,000 likes. Let's do this.
Absolutely magnificent.
What a game. What a game for Chelsea. I want to jump into some of your comments right away on this today, people here. I want to know what you're thinking and feeling. Someone says, what, Terry Lowe? You need to be more specific than that. I don't know what you're talking about. Listen, I'm going to give you my thoughts on the game. I always like to talk about what I'm seeing on social media, what I see people saying, what I see people challenging. And the 3 big things I saw across socials today during this game were, do Chelsea look better without Lukaku? So I want to discuss it. Do Chelsea have the best academy in the world? And are people now starting to believe, that Chelsea Football Club are title favourites? Are they just title contenders? Where do you sit in this? Because defensive, they've always looked amazing. They're now starting to add goals to their game as well. And everybody said that's where they could go wrong. So I want your thoughts and I want your feelings on that. Get your comments into us now. I want to know what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and what you're saying in relation to that. We have our first super chat of the day as well. That's just come through to us. Where is it at? There it is. Just come up on my screen. Against Norwich, but 7-0 is still very impressive. Great to see Mount start scoring some goals. Yeah, look, and Norwich do concede an abundance of goals at times. However, who's banging 7 past them? That's still a rarity in itself. Like, it's the first time since, I think, in nearly 10 years that Chelsea have even scored this amount of goals themselves. So it's an amazing achievement today. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. Absolutely sensational. Galacticus Pro says title contenders in relation to talking about Chelsea here. What else are people saying? I want to get some more of these comments in. Get them coming and make your points so I understand them. Don't be surprised if Ruben Loftus-Cheeks gets an England call up, is what Omar Boss has got to say here. Terry is so happy. Do you want to know what I'm happy about? It's not really to do with Chelsea. It's going to sound really weird for me to say it out loud, but I'll tell you, I'm just really happy that when I do these shows on other people's teams and we have such an abundance of people every single time that come to watch us, it's a privilege and an honor. That is what I'm happy about today. So there we go. Built from scratch as well, like from scratch, all my own work. People that want to come and see it, watch it from different football clubs. That's what I'm happy about. Well, I never really said it out loud, but it's how I feel. So thank you all very much for being here. CFC Felix is, people were saying that Emil Smith-Rowe was better than Mount. Absolutely laughable. Callum Hudson-Odoi on smoke and needs to start again. Kovacic was amazing and is underrated. That brings me to my first talking point. Callum Hudson-Odoi. I need to say this. I'm getting a little bit sick and tired of football fans that are pretending that the beautiful game is being destroyed because of the requirement for people to deliver outputs. It's a lie. It's a myth. It's a fugazi. the attacking players, and we'll use attacking players here because it's contextual to Callum, Hudson, Odoi, who we rate from 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, the best of the best of the best. We rated them because they looked amazing, but they delivered. Looking amazing with no delivery has never enabled you to be considered a good, great, or brilliant football player. Callum Hudson-Odoi is so talented. He truly, truly is a talented man. The problem that's been letting him down is his inability to score and create enough goals in matches where he's been given opportunities. What I'm really proud to see Hudson-Odoi doing in these last couple of games is deliver, scoring and creating goals, adding output to the brilliant talent that he's got. If he continues in this vein, there is no reason in my mind as to why he could not keep anybody, whether it's Kai, whether it's Mount, whether it's Lukaku, Werner, I don't care. He can keep those players out, especially Werner, because he has the ability to make the runs, to use his pace in the same way Werner does. But if he starts delivering goals and creating goals at the rate he is right now, he keeps Werner out of the team every day of the week. That's what winners do. That's how you go from being a player with great skills, silks and techs to being an actual Premier League football player at a club like Chelsea. Outputs and delivery are key always. Well done, Callum. Simple and as straightforward as that for me. Absolute balling at the moment, but he's balling because he's added numbers to his game, which is the most important thing. Ray here says, Chelsea are in the race. They are a good team, and I'm a United fan, but Chelsea has grown as a side under Tuchel. Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. Under Thomas Tuchel, this Chelsea team is just out of this world. They're out of this world. And do you know what I love about them the most? It's the balance between how they attack and how they defend. It's perfect. It is absolutely perfect. Lone Trixie says every goal was scored by an Englishman today. Do you know what? I didn't even clock that, if I'm being honest. The pick of the bunch today, I have to say, Reece James' goal was ridiculous. For a fullback, that kind of dinked chip finish on it. Absolutely amazing there. And that will bring us on to a question later when we get the panel out. Do Chelsea have the best academy in the world? That was a claim made by a man like Matisse. Big up yourself, bro. And I want to know what people think and feel. CFC Florida says, hit that like button. Absolutely. Let's get this past. Actually, let's do 1,500 likes today. Let's get it past. See if we can push past that, people. Great win for my Blues. We actually looked more fluid in the attack without Lukaku up top. If we can do this with Big Rom, no one can touch us in all comps. And I suppose that's the other big talking point today that I did want to touch on. It is, do Chelsea look more fluid? Do Chelsea look better without Lukaku? I saw it trending. We put a little poll out. My conclusion is it's Norwich. They're slowed down a tad to begin with. But it's going to be interesting to see if this level of, maybe not 7 per game, but if this level of creativity and fluidity within Chelsea's play persists over the next couple of games, maybe 3 or 4 games that Lukaku misses. And it certainly could, it may not, but it certainly could create a problem for Thomas Tuchel when it comes to who to pick when everybody is fit, when all the players have returned. So I'm really intrigued and I'm really excited to see what happens from there. But a super chat we missed putting up on the screen, sorry, from Red Wolf, who says Chelsea been slammed from other teams for being too defensive, yet no other team has scored more than 3 goals against Norwich this season. Absolutely. Paul Ross here says Messi ain't wrong about Mount, to be honest. What an effing win. Come on, Chelsea. Shooting all the players that scored were English, proving youth winners. Is what he said there. There was another super chat here that I don't want to miss. Thank you very much, Mark, for your donation. It means a great deal to me, my friend. And Paul come back again, says, I just realized Werner and Lukaku are out. Yes, they are for a period of time. Super chat here says, rivals, don't expect us to lose the top spot anytime soon. We played the big teams early and managed to lose only 1 game. Champions pending. And that's what I wanted to ask today. Remember, if you're super chatting in over the value of £5, you can guess my secret word that's in that gold envelope. See that gold envelope just there behind me? There is a secret football phrase in there. £5 entry each time. The person who guesses it wins a football shirt of their choice. Every 2 weeks, we're going to add a new prize to the pool. So if you get it right now, cool. Then we'll go straight to the next prize. In 2 weeks' time, if nobody's got it, we'll add another prize and another prize. And we're going to build it up a little bit like the generation game. Throw a cuddly toy in there as well. So if you are super chatting, remember, over the value of £5, $5, 5 Canadian dollars, whatever it may be, put your guess in. If you want to have a guess by itself or what it might be to win the prize, get it done. But the prize pool is going to become massive over the coming months. So and if you're someone who's a regular super chatter, you might as well guess every time, right? So put a little bit of a guess in for us there. Let's do some more of your comments. Calls starting very, very soon. Terry, talk about Chilwell. It's a great shout. It's a great shout there, Ben Chilwell. 4 goals in his last 5 games for club and country for Ben Chilwell. Yes, I watch football, and yes, I know the statistics. He looks really good. He looks really good, and his time under Tuchel's been really up and down for me. He's in and he's out. Alonso's getting a lot of game time. Ben Chilwell is better than Marcos Alonso for me in every area. I've never really understood why Alonso is playing so regularly. Maybe there's something going on behind the scenes that we're not privy to. Alonso's been good. Ben Chilwell is better. Excellent from him today. I mean, to score that level of goals as well for a fullback, 4 and 5. I can't remember the last time I saw a fullback score 4 goals in any 5-game period ever. Do you know what? I'd love a proper statistician to find out whether that's ever happened before. As a fullback in the Prem, for club and country, ever scored 4 goals in 5 games? I legit can't think of anyone who's done it. One of you might know. Maybe there's a stat that's been put out there somewhere, but I want to know what you're thinking and feeling. Man like Tom here, one of my members. Oh, you're chatting to each other. I'll let you guys. Sometimes I put them up and I realize you're talking to each other and it's going to make no sense to anybody else out there whatsoever. Chris here says Norwich are dreadful. They're not brilliant, no. But 7 goals still. 7 goals is still absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. We've got some more of these brilliant super chats coming through here. Paul Ross says, no, it's too early to be like Arsenal fans getting gassed about the title. Stay chill. Don't get deluded. Let's carry it on is what Paul Ross has got to say. Man like Evans says, good morning from the great state of Texas. I don't think Chelsea have hit their stride just yet. When we get healthy and gel a little more, we will be unstoppable. Thank you for the super chat. And that's a great shout as well about Chelsea. That legitimately could be the case here. You've not even clicked yet. And I tell you now, if you suddenly have the likes of Hudson Odoi finding their best form of their career, the likes of Mount now starting to score goals again, people like Loftus-Cheek, almost as like bonus players this season, I told you, Chelsea were my favourites at the start of the season, and nothing has changed. Not one iota. Nothing has changed. Chelsea are sensational. Idris here says, Chelsea fans now see Lukaku as poor. We also know Alonso is better. Alonso has got 7 in 12 before across separate seasons, is what Idris has got to say. Okay, thank you very much, my friend. Terry, is it safe to say Chilwell is revolutionizing the fullback position? I like that. You know what? If you're a part of the terrace community and you watch regularly, that comment will make such sense. Big up, Sonny. I hear you there. CFC Florida says Tuchel said Chile's head was in a bad place after. Sorry, the pizza's ready. I'm working there, baby. Save me some, yeah? Thank you, my darling. My daughter come tell me the pizza's ready. She ain't cooking it, by the way. Someone else is. Her uncle. Left my 3-year-old cooking for me from the Euros because of no playing time. And I heard that. And maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was a few other things. But irrespective, he's finding form now. So the season is a marathon, not a sprint. It's a squad game. And that's what Chelsea have done the best, I think, so far this season. As they've rotated, absolutely killing it. That is what they have been doing. But yes, I want your thoughts and your feelings. I'm going to share the link now for you to call in and have your say. You guys clearly don't follow my Twitter account because that's where I shared it first. But I'm going to post it into the live comment section here. You know the talking points today. We're still not on 1,000 likes yet, though, people. I'm actually going to share the link once we hit 750 minimum. 750 minimum with the amount of you watching. Then we're going into calls. David and Prime are going to be on the panel a bit later. I'm going to pick a few more callers to stay and be on the panel a little bit as well, because I want to pose those questions to them. To see what some more of you were saying before we hit that 750 mark. Happy for Hudson Odoi. Good performance from the kid is what man like Sib's got to say. Yeah, I was really happy for him today as well. I really, really was. Really was. Some of your comments made me die. Reece James is better than Trent. Chilwell is better than Shaw is what Kaya's got to say here. Interesting. Be realistic. Look at the players' wages compared to poor Norwich. Yeah, but it's 7, bruv. Norwich ain't getting spanked by 7 all the time. It's an amazing, amazing performance today from Chelsea, in my humble opinion. Tavernier fullback, 19 goals last season, lad. Bro, with all due respect, I'm talking about a proper league, not the Scottish League, my man. Like, I'm not talking about that, or I'm talking one of the only leagues I'll take any kind of record-breaking stat. I only take it from the Prem, La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A. No other leagues' goal-scoring stats count because the leagues are not good enough. They are simply not good enough to be compared to the best 4. So, yeah, they're done out here. They're done out here. Cherry, Chile versus Shaw. Who's going to win? It's a thing people keep banging on about. Why? I don't know. Look, it's one of these things. Both of them have got an amazing talent. Last year, Shaw was arguably the best in the country. This season, like Chilwell has only just started playing, but he looks very, very good indeed. Everyone's going to have an opinion on who's better. I think they're both exceedingly talented. Same sort of levels as one another. It's just about who's in the best form. The right back situation is crazy as well from an England point of view, because there's so many options. But there we go. Right, we just hit the 750 like mark, which is amazing. I've just posted the call-in link now. You can see that. I'm pinning it to the live comment section as well. So call in. I'm going to go to CFC Matty first. What striker crisis? Well, do you know what's interesting? I spoke about this myself on the streams. I said it might look bad on paper, but this is when you've got a squad. And this is why I'm proud of Hudson Odoi. And I'm proud because he's an English player here. If you play for another country, I wouldn't care as much. And I say that because I have a vested interest in how English players do, because they play for my country. I'm proud of how he stepped up. That's what should happen in football. Is stepping up at those moments is the most important thing you can do. That's the difference between somebody with ability and he looks good and someone who's an actual football player. When it looks like a crisis, can you step up and be that man? This was Norwich's worst ever defeat. And that just goes to show how bad are Norwich all the time. And no one's doing that to them. Brilliant. Brilliant to see. Jay here says, great win, Terry. 7-0. I'm buzzing. It's been a while since we unleashed a beating. And we have 2 good wing backs. But Chile is on fire. Keep this going. Paul Ross again says, come, even you know, Ben wins, but you got a back Shaw. I get it, by the way. You're on mute now. I get the joke. I'm imagining I'm sitting here on mute. So the comment sections hadn't gone mad enough for that to be the case. But there we go. There we go. Right, let's go to calls now. We're going to have David and Prime on later on the panel. My first call is going to be CFC Matty. Make sure that like button is being smashed. You subscribe to the Football Terrace and you turn on bell notifications. We also have a notifications group. It's probably the best thing for you to subscribe to, because YouTube notifications are terrible as it stands right now. I've shared that notification group in the live chat. I've spammed it. So make sure you've signed up to that group as well, so you never miss another live stream again. We are live later today after Brighton Man City. And I've got to get a panel together. We might be doing Fan Park Live in the studio tomorrow for Liverpool Man United. So if you are in the London area and maybe you fancy coming into the studio and watching the game with us, hit me up and let me know. Feel like getting a bit of a buzz on tomorrow. And I'm talking about a human buzz, not anything untoward. Bad joke. Right, it's me, the CFC Matty. Let's go! Yes. 7-0 to Chelsea. Give me your thoughts, mate.
7 heaven, isn't it? 7 heaven. I think, to be fair, we played really well. Even absence of a striker. I think David was right in the last one that we were going to do a false nine with Havertz up front. It's a shame, really, Havertz. We didn't really see much of him, really, during the game. But I feel as though that Mount's put up a good performance today. Obviously, been on a cold streak for a while, and now he's back. He's doing really, really well. Feel sorry for Norwich, really. But yeah, I think we're serious title contenders at the moment, really. So yeah.
No, yeah, you're absolutely brilliant. I mean, I wanted to ask you about Callum Hudson-Odoi because he's come into the team. He's playing hard. He's got 2 goal contributions in 2 games. Helped make I think it was the 5th or the 6th goal. It was deflected, but great work from him. Is he making a case now to start over Timo Werner when he's fit?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, I've been a huge admirer of Callum Hudson-Odoi for quite some time, and I think because he hasn't really had much of the starts, I think it's kind of hindered his progress really as far as a good quality or world class player. Once he gets these opportunities and he should be firing on all cylinders, I think there's nothing stopping him from being a first team member, and he should, with these performances anyway, I can see an England squad call up as well. So.
Yeah, you could be very, very right, my friend. Listen, Matty, great call. Thanks for coming on and having your say. Really appreciate it, bro. Top man.
Thanks, Terry.
Thank you. DK says Tuchel putting Hudson-Odoi at right wing back has improved his work rate. Now attacking with intensity. Tuchel genius. CFC Florida says no Lukaku today may actually help Chelsea's attack when he comes back. Rom in today's lineup rather than Kai. The score could have been staggering, is what CFC Florida's got to say. I don't want to miss these super chats. KFC says we are winning the quintet. I can't even say the word. All the trophies. Come on, you Chelsea, is what he's saying there. Quintet. I can't say it, but I know what it means. Next caller. I'm going to go to Daniel that's been at Stamford Bridge today. He's here with us now. What are you saying, bro?
Yo, no, I'm not Stamford Bridge in it. I'm going to the 23s game.
Sorry, I literally thought that building behind you was the one outside the stadium. It looks like the tower block outside. Sorry, yeah, mate. Give me your thoughts, bro.
The first thing I want to say is, I've been hearing all season long from Chelsea fans and from rival fans about back three tax. And you know what I always say is, if you're going to come with analysis, come with good analysis. In the space of 24 hours, 2 Premier League clubs have played a back 5. And they've combined to concede 10 goals, scoring 1 between them both. In that same time, one club has played that back 3, back 5, whatever you want to call it, and scored 7 goals. I mean, yes, some people are going to say who we faced and whatnot, but the key to a good system is the combination of a good defense and an efficient attack, not a abusive attack where you want to score 10 goals every single game. An efficient attack where chances are created for your attackers and goals come as a result of that. We have a system that works perfectly for us right now. Tuchel won't be bullied into changing his system because people think that that's what is necessary. He understands the brief that's been given to him. That's to win, and win by the best possible way. And he believes the best possible way to win is with a back 5, back 3, whatever you want to call it. We had the right personnel in that back 5 today. Reece James and Chilwell's first game starting together. Reece James starting the season very well. Chilwell obviously had his mental issues. Now he's come back into the side in form. Reece James, great goal today. Chilwell, good goal today. Hudson-Odoi playing on that left wing. I mean, look, I'm gonna leave other people to do the agenda stuff with the other wingers in the league. Hint, hint. But like it's just a positive display, and I'm very, very proud of the team's performance. Yes, it might be Norwich, but what it does for us is huge, considering that Liverpool play Man United tomorrow, gives us a better goal difference than them, and make sure that we remain top of the league for another weekend. That's the goal. And I said it. Look, I don't care what people think. I obviously love Lukaku. People are gonna have their agendas. They're gonna always switch it and try to play the bat and do something. But the main prediction. What was my main prediction at the beginning? Chelsea are going to win the Premier League. I don't care how we do it. I don't care who scores the goals, but we're going to win the Premier League. And this is a good result,
mate. And do you know what's interesting about that? You know me, I'm not someone who really cares about formations because I believe what's more important is what you do in possession. Some teams play 4 at the back, But then when they're out of possession, one of their holding midfielders almost drops in between the centre backs, so it becomes 3 centre backs anyway. Like I don't personally think the way it looks on a TV screen or the way you sort of stand at kickoff is that important. It's what you do in and out of possession that matters more to me. But you're right about the goal difference. Those 7 goals today put Chelsea, and I put it up on the screen actually, put Chelsea onto plus 20 goal difference now. So not only have you got a 4-point gap over Liverpool. If Liverpool win tomorrow, it's a 1-point gap, but you've got that goal difference advantage over them as well, which essentially is another point. It's essentially a 2-point lead you have over Liverpool tomorrow if that happens. If Man United pull off a miraculous result and beat Liverpool, suddenly you've got a 4-point gap over Liverpool. And if they lose, you'll have then you'll have a 5, maybe even a 6 goal difference thing, and that then equates to 5 points you have over them at this early stage is a great advantage to have, considering that Chelsea have only conceded 3 goals all season. That's the thing for me. All this we just spoke about it the other day on the stream. Chelsea's defense versus Liverpool's attack, and it's like, bruv, defenses win you league titles. I'd rather be keeping clean sheets and slightly struggling to score than the other way around, because keeping clean sheets is what wins you titles when you're at the elite end of the spectrum, mate. So Chelsea are going places this year, no doubt at all.
100%, man. And look, you said it literally. Defenses win you league titles.
Oh, we might have lost Dan there. Oh, they're back. Yeah, we're back. You're back.
Am I back?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I got a call in it.
Okay, mate. I'll speak to you in a bit. All right, mate. It's mute. You've gone on mute now as well. Speak to you later, right? SS here says the last 20 minutes of the Brentford game was a wake-up call for Tuchel. I see he speed up the gameplay and he has been working wonders for us. CFC Florida here says, big up, Daniel. Always great analysis. Come on, you Blues. And Ike here says, Mount. I don't know what the hat means. Hatrrick. There we go. Got it. Hudson, Odoi. Cover dominant, wing backs influential, total comprehensive team performance. Good teams make bad teams look bad. Great teams make them look like they don't belong. Big up Chelsea is what Ike's got to say there. Next caller I'm going to is going to be Abs. Abs is on the line. What you saying, mate?
We love to see it. 7 goals, 23 shots. This is a lot more than we've had this season. Obviously, everyone from start to finish played well. You know what happened? All the Arsenal fans on Twitter yesterday trying to say, yes, I was clear of Man. Yes, I was, we'll put him to one side. But Havertz, Man woke up today and he chose violence and he slapped 3 past these guys. And obviously, it was just a brilliant all-round performance. Everyone was superb, apart from Havertz. Havertz, I think, was went invisible. He couldn't really get into the game. He wasn't getting too many chances. But yeah, it was brilliant from start to finish. We're scoring goals. And you know what the beauty of what we're doing is right now, Terry? Every team that we've played, that our other title rivals have played, not only have we beat them, but we beat them with more convincing scorelines. So Man City played Norwich. They slapped 5 past them. It's like, all right, say no more. We'll put 7 past you. And the only thing that annoyed me was that Rudiger's shot got saved with the defender putting a handball in. And yeah, I wanted him to score for FPL and that, but that's about it. Literally a perfect day all round. 7 goals. And I'm hoping for you guys to try to take some points off the Pagans tomorrow.
Well, I'm hoping we take some points off them as well. That's more for me than it is you guys. I get it. I wanted to ask you about your academy. I want to ask this question of all Chelsea fans today. Do you believe you have the best academy in the world?
Ooh, that's a good question because there's loads of good academies out there. You still got Barca and that, and no, I'm joking. Of course, you've got the best academy. We've got Money Mace, who's coming through, Reece James, Hudson, Odoi, Tino Livramento at Southampton, who's been on a madness so far this season, Conor Gallagher, who's been brilliant for Crystal Palace, Tomori at then Milan, who's getting praise from Maldini, who in my opinion is the best defender of all time. Like, why not? We're producing talent now. Yeah, I know we've got Ajax and Barca, who traditionally have very good academies, but when's the last time they've produced an array of talent in multiple positions? Not for a long time. We're doing this on a regular. We're literally producing top class, soon to be world-class footballers on a regular, and they're coming and they're not only producing for us, but if they end up leaving, they're producing for their other teams. So yeah, I can't even knock it. Just big up Roman and big up the board for doing what they've done for our academy.
Absolutely. I think it's turning out some real talent now. And I also feel like I see something different amongst Chelsea fans. I think they're starting to understand why Man United care so much about the United way, why we care about our long-standing record that goes back to like the beyond the 50s of an academy player being in every matchday squad. It feels different when they're born and bred, as in through your academy. It doesn't matter what country they're from or what city they're born in. Is it they're from your academy? It just feels better when an academy player scores. It feels better generally than somebody that you purchased. It always. I don't know why. I don't understand why. But it is. It's just built within you. Abs, great call, mate. Thanks for coming on and having your say. Really appreciate it, bro. Top man. Thank you. Next up on the show, Kasim is here with us. Welcome back to the terrace. What you saying, mate?
You all right, Terry? How's it going, mate? All right?
I'm very well. What do you want to say, bro?
Where did I start, Terry? Where did I start, mate? I wasn't concerned, to be fair, mate. I thought Chelsea started very, very well. I know it's only Norwich, but think about it, Terry, okay? We played Liverpool, City, Tottenham, Arsenal, and Villa. Villa, they're not a bad team in a day. So now, the coming run is Norwich will beat them, Newcastle and Burnley. Chelsea, I think, by end of November, will open gap. I believe City and Liverpool drop points. I really, really do. I think you look very, very good for Chelsea. I wasn't concerned about Lukaku out or Werner. I think we've got enough in the squad. We've got a big squad just to get a 3 point and we'll move. I'm absolutely pleased, Terry, and 7-0. I mean, you cannot ask for any more. I'm absolutely happy here, Terry.
Mate, I hear you on that. Listen, top man. Cheers, Kaz. Thanks for coming on and having your say. Really appreciate that, bro. Thank you. Next caller to have you say, but by the way, we've got David, we've got Prime, we've got Chesney, all going to be on the panel very soon with me. So stick by for them where we're going to delve into some of these subjects in more detail. Next on the show, JR is here with it. RJ, not JR. RJ is here with us now. What are you saying, bro?
Hey, Terry. How you going, my man?
Yeah, I'm very good.
Good to hear, man. 1 a.m. here, buzzing in Sydney, Australia, and it was a complete performance. 7th heaven, as what's been going around on the socials. And I suppose a few things to pick up on that performance is obviously first versus last, David versus Goliath. It was very much an expected result and performance, but I think the performance itself was so emphatic that even I, as a perennial optimist, wouldn't have been able to foreshadow that. It was just all round, Terry, from the get-go. They picked up the Malmo performance where they won 4-0 and absolutely doubled their efforts and almost doubled the scoreline. So, yeah, an all-round fantastic performance.
Yeah, absolutely. And how do you, I mean, you say you're an optimist. How kind of confident are you in the progression of this team under Thomas Tuchel challenging for this title? Is it becoming more and more obvious to you that you are there for the long haul this season?
Yeah, the context is we just scraped top 4 last season, as you know, but obviously we won a major cup competition in the Champions League. It was always going to be an uphill battle to claw ourselves between us and the Liverpools and the Manchester Cities of the world, even Man United to a certain extent. But given who we bought in the off-season with Lukaku, obviously was a major acquisition. I feel now, despite not playing brilliantly for the first few games, but are getting results, that's a really, really big indicator of a Champions-elect team. But in recent games, obviously spearheaded by this one, I'm really now starting to buy into it that Tuchel is leading us in the right direction. But, you know, football's a funny game and it can change week by week, as you know.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, RJ. I really, really do. Really appreciate you phoning in, mate, and having your say on the terrace. I really do. Top man, thank you very much indeed. Take care of yourself, bro. Thank you, RJ. O'Malley here says, how disrespectful are Norwich's owners to keep this coach and system? Minor 21 goal difference. They are making a joke of the privilege to be in the Prem. Well, they don't want to spend any money, do they? I think that's what the issue is there. Paul says it's defo going to be a top 3 fight this season and tight. I think Chelsea, City, Liverpool, absolutely. CFC Matt, he did super chat. We missed putting it up on the screen, but he said, hi, Terry. Thanks for having me on the show. It's been a while as I've been doing some doing ghost specials for my YouTube channel, like hunting ghosts. some madness, bro. But cool. Keep up the good work as always. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Panel coming really soon. Next on the show, Terry Tibbs. Bit of rival chat here. Terry Tibbs is here with us. What you saying, mate?
Oh, mate, just need to tell you.
Oh, that seems to have cut off, mate. We lost you. Try calling this back, Terry. That cut off. Next on the show, I'm going to go to Tyler. Tyler's here with us now. What you saying, mate?
Yes, sir. Biggest win in the Champions League this season. I'm feeling really good as a Chelsea fan. Feels really good to have all these score today, all English players. Reminds me of the Chelsea of you really gelling under Tuchel. I feel like this really clicked this year. We've had some other once Werner and Lukaku come clicking like
Tyler, if you could try calling this back as well. We're getting a real problem with your Wi-Fi. We're only hearing like one in every five words. Try calling this back, bro. We'll see if we can get you back on. Sorry about that, my friend. I really apologize. Terry Tibbs is back. Maybe it's working this time. How you doing, bro?
Can you hear me now, mate?
Perfect.
Yeah. Just telling these Chelsea fans to calm down. They've only beaten Norwich. You know, it's not like they're doing it against Leicester or United or City. You've got Lukaku out and you've got Find and Timo out for a while. Granted, it was a good performance. Not taking nothing away from them, but let's be honest, Norwich were poor, really poor. They're a poor side. You know, the only good thing about today for Norwich was the fact that it wasn't 10. I think they're a really, really poor side. I need to tell these Chelsea fans to calm down. Talking about we got the best academy and everything else. They've been relevant since 2005. You know, it's just I can't stand Chelsea, man. Can't stand them.
I mean, they've got what do you think of their academy?
No, they've got a quality academy. They have, like recent times, they have. You know, I can't fault, you know, some of the players that they brought through in the last couple of years, without a shadow of a doubt. But I just don't know, Terry. I just find it hard to give them props. Like, it's just one of those teams, you know, when you see the badge and you just think, oh, I hate you, man.
Well, I mean, when you look at them, and I can understand that rivalry is rivalry. 3 goals conceded so far this season. 23 goals scored, 4 points in front of Liverpool. They've had a very tough start as well with playing yourselves, City, and Arsenal as an example. Do you feel that, I mean, a lot of Chelsea fans think they're going to finish in front of Liverpool this year, they're going to win the league this year. What's your response to that claim?
I think they've got a very good chance. I hate to say it. One of the reasons why I hate Chelsea is because with Chelsea, you know, they can go disappearing for 2 seasons, and then Abramovich will open up a checkbook and he'll go out and get quality players and a quality manager, and then they'll be at the top for another 5 or 6 years. And that's just the way Chelsea's been for a long time. And it's just, I agree to a certain extent that they probably will finish above us. I've put a bet on. I've put a £200 bet on that they'll win the league this season. Don't really want to say that out loud, like, but I have.
On Chelsea?
Yeah, I've put a £200 bet on that they'll win the league this season, because I just think off the back of last season winning the Champions League, and then the way Tuchel's got them playing, the players that they've brought in, the recruitment, I think Rudiger looks like he's became a world-class defender, when 2 seasons ago you could argue that he'd trip over his laces. Do you know what I mean? It's just the way he's bringing out the best of every single player there. Every single player. And then you've got probably argue one of the best midfielders in the world in Kante. And I hate saying all this, believe me.
So I'm kind of gathering now, actually. So you phoned up, and as opposed to, I get why you dislike Chelsea. You're a Liverpool fan. There is rivalry there. But actually, what it feels like more from me is that you know they're legit. I think if you didn't believe they were genuine contenders and could genuinely finish in front of you, you wouldn't care what they were saying. But you kind of know, like me, Chelsea are back and they're the real deal.
Oh yeah, 100%. I wouldn't have put 200 smackaroonies on it if I wouldn't have thought so. Do you know what I mean? I've put £200 on it. You know, so but it's just, I just wanted to tell them to calm down a little bit. The season's long, 38 games. I have done them to win the league, and I do think they will do it. However, There's still a small matter of Liverpool and City, and you can't write City off like for a start, because they could go out in January. If they go out and buy a world-class striker in January, you know, let's say they bring in Kane or let's say they bring in Haaland, it could totally flip the balance. Because let's be honest, when Chelsea have played City, but when City played Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, they completely bossed them at the bridge. City completely bossed Chelsea, so they can be got at. And the next couple of weeks are going to be interesting to see how they're going to cope with the loss of finding Timo and Lukaku.
Yeah, mate, it's going to be very, very interesting indeed to see what happens. Terry, always appreciate your calls, mate. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that.
Take care. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you. Listen, and I understand where he's coming from. I really, really do. We've got some super chats to do. Panel coming really soon as well. Who is producing top youngsters at a higher rate than Cobham right now? You are lying to yourself if you can't see it's the best academy in the world right now. Let's do some more of these super chats. I want to try not to miss putting up on the screen. I definitely missed a few, but I'll read them out anyway. Cry, Liverpool. Bitterness is sweet. Keep the blue flag flying high. There was Paul Ross also said, our academy has literally won everything, and that's no joke. Champions League, Premier League, FA Cup, etc. is what's claimed there. We're going to do another call, then we're going to bring the panel out, please. Mohammed here says he's making a point. He's not jealous. He's just speaking facts. Chelsea fans, why are you crying? Is what Mohammed has got to say in the comment section. Over 1,000 likes, which is amazing. Let's get this past 1,500 while we're live on the air, please. Another super chat from Paul that's just come in here. Says, yeah, it's defo a top 3 fight, but we are saying we can do it, which we can though, when fans doubt us. Nathaniel's on the line next. Nathaniel, what are you saying, mate?
First of all, I'd like to apologise to Norwich. You know, we gave birth to them, but that Terry Tibbs guy, I dare him to come back on. This guy's talking about us to calm down, but he's giving us a £200 bet. It's hypocritical. Listen, Terry, get him back on now. This guy, how are you going to tell us to calm down after winning 7-0? Nah, he won't come back on, that's fine, but we just won 7-0, Mason Mount Hatrrick, and this guy's telling us to calm down. Nah, get him back on.
I mean, everyone's welcome to call back in. There's not much I can do to make people phone in, but I do hear what you're saying there. How, in terms of your team and people sort of telling you to calm down or whatever, how do you feel in terms of your title challenge? Where do you think you're at?
Yeah, I really think we can win the league. You know, we're playing so well, and we're just racking up those 3 points game after game after game, and we've got an easy run so far. And we haven't even got Lukaku and Werner playing. We've got Havertz, Mount, Cho, and I think Cho, he's very good. Like this guy, he's gonna keep getting better and better. Reece James, quality, Chilwell quality. Listen, these Liverpool fans, Reece James is so much better than Trent. It's unbelievable. Like the guy's attacking play and defending play. I even think Reece James going forward is better than Trent going forward. And
really,
Chilwell, yeah. Did you see that chip?
I did. I'm asking you. I mean, I'm asking you to explain that. Is that just based on that goal? Is it? He's creating, he's crossing.
The Champions League final, we will watch that. The way he pocketed Sterling. Trent's never pocketed Sterling or anybody that's class. Reece James, he can bully anybody in the league and stop them. When you ask all the England players who's the strongest, they always say Reece James, he's a tank and all that. He's just a solid right back and right wing back. He can go forward, brilliant crosses, he can score, he can do anything. What can't he do?
Mate, great points being made there. Nathaniel, thanks for coming on and having your say, mate. Really appreciate it, bro. Top man. Thank you. Make sure the like button's been hit. The panel's coming out next. Latimer's Prime, David, Chesney are here. We will take some more calls later. We're going to delve into some of those talking points as well. Let's just do this. Let's just get this done. Terry Tibbs has just come backstage as well, by the way. Let's do this. Yes, gentlemen. How you doing?
Very good. Very good.
Good. Lovely watch, Terry. That was a lovely watch. Oh, the salt from the rivals. Oh.
Yeah. I do. I get a bit of feedback from your end, David. It's a little bit crackly. I'm not too sure what it is, David. It's like, that's better. Whatever you just did. Now I've got echo though.
I just took out my earphones.
Yeah. The earphones obviously broke. The earphones have probably got like a broken connection in them. Yeah, look, for you guys, it was a very, very good win indeed. I want to start by asking the first question that I had, because I'm going to ask you questions, not so much that I believe, the things that I saw on social media from various rivals, fans, and some Chelsea fans. Is your attack better and more fluid without Lukaku, David?
No, you can't make that assumption after Norwich. I don't care. They're not good enough. They're the worst team in the Premier League. Like, we should beat them. We should beat them, not by 7, of course, but we should be beating them anyway. So I wouldn't make that assumption now. Maybe after like 5 or 6 games and you throw in like a really tough game, then you can maybe start making that assumption. But I don't think it is anyway. I still think we still lack that threat up front, because Havertz was kind of marked out the game. Their one good player was Grant Hanley. He was their one good player the whole game, and he really handled Havertz really well. But if that was Lukaku instead, I doubt he would have been able to hack it, especially with everything else going on around him. So I'd say no, personally.
How about yourself, Ches or Prime? Do you feel, again, I get rivals saying, yeah, I did see it from a handful of Chelsea fans, and my thought was a little similar to David. Do you guys feel like that's just people trying to disrespect Lukaku?
You know what it is? I think that when Lukaku plays, because the players see him as that target man, they kind of do fall into him a bit too much. So, like, you see how today we used the width a lot more. There's a lot more quicker play. When Lukaku does play, the players do have a tendency to, always aim in Lukaku, and it gives him too much to do. Because we all know Lukaku's a great finisher. He's not a great dribbler. He's not really that skillful per se. But he's better having shots and popping it off and being that player up front, that poacher. But today was just a good player. I wouldn't say if Lukaku played, it would have been worse. But like David said, Havertz got marked out the game. So we saying Havertz is not a good not a good striker either. We all know Havertz's quality as well. So I think it's just the way we play. I don't really think it's a personal issue. Yeah.
Mate, I hear you on that. For me, the difference was actually nothing to do with Lukaku. I think that was just disrespect from people. I feel Werner out, Hudson Odoi is what gives you that extra dimension, because he's got the same speed. The one thing about Werner that you all rave about, even without the goals, is that he runs hard, he pulls people out of position, he breaks the lines. Hudson Odoi can do all that, plus he's a better football player. I just think Hudson Odoi is what makes you look a little more.
Look at the own goal, Terry. He caused that own goal. I haven't seen Werner do something like that in a long time, where he just took a crossing, gambled, and he got an own goal just like that.
I'd still say he's still well behind Werner. Again, it was a good performance.
I would start him.
For me personally, I'm still having Werner up there, because I just think he's so essential. You just can't. I know it's weird because he looks really bad, but clearly opposing managers don't think that, because every time he runs in behind, there's always someone tracking him every single time. So I still think he's absolutely essential, and also he is efficient, whether people like it or not. Yeah, he looks bad, but he is very efficient with what he does. Maybe you could try a front three of Lukaku, Werner, and Hudson Odoi. However, then you probably have to drop Mason Mount, and Mason Mount I thought was man of the match even before his hat-trick anyway. So we're kind of getting into that problem where it's we have so many good players in these attacking positions. How are we going to rotate it? But
but Dave, obviously, I hear what Terry's saying though. It's just what Odoi brings. His finish today was quality. I don't know if would I be confident in Werner in that position.
But if this is
the main thing for me, innit? If Odoi continues like this, we've got Newcastle coming up, right? We've got
Newcastle and I think Leeds or something like that.
Yeah, so if for example, if he starts next game and gets a goal and assist, even if Werner's impact is big, I don't know if I'd want him in if Odoi is still getting the G and A's. That's what we want.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's based off consistency, and hopefully Cho does that. But this is the first time in a very long time Cho has actually performed phenomenally. You know that, right? And people are now starting to say, "Oh, does he go ahead of Werner and stuff?" Well, if he continues to perform like this, he does. But if he doesn't, then he'll come back out of the team again.
He hasn't scored any goals.
We're not doing this. We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
What?
Hudson Odoi has always had a different bar and a different level to everyone else. This isn't a slight against any of the managers who have managed him, but he's always had to perform because for some reason, look, we've always said some of the guys aren't in form, so we want to see how Hudson-Odoi plays in his favoured position. I mean, Thomas Tuchel's not a damn coach. I've come out and said he's probably the most informed coach right now, best in the world, best person for the job right now. And he even came out this week and said, Hudson-Odoi's best position is left wing. Why is he not playing left wing then? Why is he not getting a run of games left wing? He said that Hudson-Odoi needs to sacrifice. I think the reason why he said that is because Hudson-Odoi has a skill set where he can play more positions than the likes of Ziyech, the likes of Pulisic, the likes of some of the others that he... What you need to remember when it comes to a football club, and this is not even Chelsea, this is every single football club, big money signings have to play. You have to try and get them to deliver as a manager, as a coach. Joe Linton is the perfect example. Even at Newcastle, look at the spectrums. It's not about what club you play for. Cho is literally someone who's suffering from the fact that we've got so many big money signings in such a small, concentrated area of the pitch. He's suffering with that. I think, look, in disguise, of course, you don't want anyone to be injured, but Werner and Lukaku's injuries will help him play. And I think it's not fair that he has to play one game and have the game of his life to warrant a start. I don't think that's how
it's not about one game and the game. It's not about playing one game and having the game of your life. It's about when you play, you take your chances. Because I've seen him play this season, taking away this game, and he hasn't been that great. Other Chelsea fans can't say he hasn't been that great.
I think
so you can't say like.
But I think it's two things, Prime. It's about most of the time I watch every Chelsea game. I'm not a Chelsea fan, so I'm neutral, but I watch every Chelsea game. I do reviews on them. I don't really remember him getting very many chances under Thomas Tuchel playing in attacking positions. It's nearly always been in wing-back positions. Daniel's bang on. Hudson-Odoi's skill set, I'm not comparing him to Wayne Rooney because what Wayne Rooney achieved in football, most won't. But Wayne Rooney's biggest hindrance is that he was unselfish and he could play multiple positions. So it was always a case of, do you know what? We don't have a class 10. Let's put Rooney in there. Oh, we're short on wingers. Let's stick Rooney out there. We're low on midfielders. Let's put Wayne Rooney in that position. You know, the two times in Wayne Rooney's Man United career that he was allowed to be the number 9, he scored over 35 goals in both seasons. But Man United had to sacrifice him for one reason or another. I look at I mentioned Timo Werner because of this. I get it was banter today from people saying you look better without Lukaku. For me, I was like, there's an element of truth, but I don't think it's Lukaku. I think you look better because Callum Hudson-Odoi is a better football player than Timo Werner. But what he's adding to the runs and the pressing and the work in the channels is 2 games, 2 goal contributions. And I said this at the beginning and I stand by it. I'm actually getting sick and tired of seeing football fans say, oh, when I was younger, we just watched certain players because they were beautiful to watch. You're liars. They were beautiful to watch and they were raved about because they did all the skills and the tricks, but they delivered at the end of it. Like this, every single one of them delivered something at the end of all that brilliance that you saw. Whether it was a goal or an assist or the pass before the assist, they delivered something. Imagine Zidane had that amazing touch, but then he gave the fucking ball away every time rather than helping set a shot. And you wouldn't have raved about him. Ronaldinho did all them skills and tricks and then he crossed the ball and it went out for a throw-in. No one would rave about him. Imagine all the things that Messi and Ronaldo do, but they miss their shots. No one would rave about them. Like Hudson-Odoi has got all the... I'm not saying he's got the skill and tech to be as good as those 4 I've just mentioned. Like, let's not put that pressure on him. But he's brilliant. What he's done in the last 2 games is what we haven't seen from him is delivery. And for me, if he plays the next 3 or 4 games without Werner and he gets another 2 or 3 goal contributions in that and his performances are at this level, for me, it would be criminal to drop him. Criminal.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Keep him in the squad, get his confidence. Look at Chilwell. Gets a run of games, gets a few goals here and there, taking pop shots. I want to see our team be competitive, fight for their positions. And like you said, it's a perfect opportunity for him to get in his favourite position and perform. No one's going to be here upset if he just tries his hardest. He's getting in the right areas. Not every game is going to go and assist per se, but he's getting in the right areas, creating opportunities. That's what you want to see. And then moving forward and the rest of the team. Like Havertz's position is a bit of a question mark though. We're going to talk about it, but Havertz didn't play well today at all. And I don't know what we're going to do about position because this is Norwich and he struggled against Hanley. So
yeah,
I'm not deep it too much, but like it's like
yeah. Then that's the you know you see that what's that phrase? That's the devil's work. No, that's David's work. Like that David normally comes in with that agenda against a Chelsea player, you know.
I need to start having an agenda against Havertz. He'll start scoring goals.
Thank you, CFC Felix here. So this is Cho's opportunity. Cho showed way more directness and confidence today. He has only shown glimpses of that since Sarri. Today was different. I want to ask you boys a question, though. This goes into a sort of segue, really. But your academy, I saw a man like Matisse tweet this during the game, and I wanted to get your opinions. Do you guys? And I'm not going to ask Dave because he hates youth, but like, I can't ask David. But do you guys feel like you've legit right now, but based on the players at your club and elsewhere, have you got the best academy in the world?
That's not even
actually Daniel. You also can't answer it because you work for them, right? So you know, but no, like, do you really feel that you have, honestly?
Yeah, we have one of the best academies in the world. We have for a long time. Like when you look at, even forget the ones that I've just broken through right now. When you look at Patrick Van Aanholt, a mainstay in that Crystal Palace side for a number of years. Ryan Bertrand, when he played at Aston Villa, the last club he played at was at Southampton for a number of years. He's now at Leicester. Nathan Ake, before he moved to Man City, when he was playing at Bournemouth, people were saying he was one of the best centre backs in the Prem. Man United fans saying that they wanted him over Harry Maguire. Apparently Maguire's his big fridge or whatever. Bertrand Traore, when he went to Villa last season, and he played very well. Like, we do have academy players, if they're not at Chelsea, within the Premier League that are playing at a very good level. So yeah, we do have one of the best youth academies.
Look at Trevor Chalobah just slotting in there. No one talks about him. And he's been like one of the most consistent performers this season.
No, Chesney, you're not allowed to say that, bro. You can't say that. It's back free tax. Back free tax.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it automatically means he's
automatically
that makes sense.
Because Saul, a Spain international and someone who's played at the highest levels, slotted into that same midfield and almost cost us a game. Like, no disrespect to him, and hopefully he does come good eventually. But he's a seasoned international, seasoned vet, slotted in and didn't look good in the system. But Trevor Chalobah is back free tax. He's got guys around. Look,
Chelsea are we're just a defensive team.
We play 9 defenders. We play 9 defenders. And look,
we just win games somehow on trophies.
Sarcasm aside, what you need to understand about Chelsea's youth, and we'll get onto Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who I personally believe would start at Man United, would start at Arsenal, would start at a lot of the top clubs in the league. Like, guaranteed.
You said top clubs and you mentioned Arsenal.
Fair enough. But Ruben Loftus-Cheek starts for a lot of the better teams in the league. Mid-table sides, the Tottenhams, the Arsenals, all the mid-table sides. Ruben Loftus-Cheek starts. I don't even think that's even up for debate. But when you look at the guys that we have at our disposal, I mean, Reece James, Hudson Odoi, Mason Mount. These are pivotal players in our team, and they're all from the academy. You know, sometimes I'm always thinking from the academy as well, like, because he just fits the mold and the vibe that everyone's on. Like, our youth is so good, and it's been so good for a long time. The issue has always been, like, how do we fit them into the team and maintain the standards of the first team? Like, you only have to look at the right back position. We produced like 4 right backs in the last 3 years. Livramento, Tariq Lamptey, Reece James. Come on, man. Come on, man. Like, it's actually not even.
I was gonna say, monetary wise, 100, like, no academy even comes close. Monetary wise, we make so much money off those kids that it's actually ridiculous. But quality wise, I think the only youth system right now that can compete is Barcelona, and that's simply because they have no other players, so they have to play their youth players. They may be the only other team, but apart from that, I genuinely think there is a very good shout for it to be the best youth academy, because these players are playing for the country as well now. They are.
Do you know what I like seeing about it as well? It's just, I remember, again, by most clubs, especially Chelsea fans, when you have, like, forget like proper analysis, when you banter each other, and I used to say, we used to talk about our players with youth and this, and we develop our own, and it's like, that doesn't matter. Now Chelsea is seeing the fruits of that labor. I can see it in them. It matters. I don't know why, and I can't put my finger on it. And maybe we should speak to Chelsea's head of communications from the academy. Maybe he'll be able to explain to us exactly why this is. Maybe it's spoken about internally, but it always matters more. Like, for me, I want Rashford to score before any other player in the Man United attacking line because he's from the academy. It just for whatever reason, it resonates more with me than any other player on the football pitch and whatever. Sasko here says there's a Chelsea academy player in every team in the Premier League, barring United, Liverpool, and Manchester City. That's crazy.
That cannot be true.
I didn't even know that was a stat. If that's true,
hang on. It is. Hang on. So you were saying it. So let's just work it out. Is there one at Everton?
I don't.
It's got to be one at Everton.
So.
Well, if you've got to be, who is it then?
Yeah, like
I can't even think. All right, let's go. Brighton. We'll come back to Everton. So Brighton, yes. Lamptey,
yeah.
Wolves.
No, there's no one in Wolves.
Yeah, already we're 2 teams in and we've got no, so we're not even going to do the rest because it's a lot of teams. Mr. Super Chat from Jay who says Havertz looked not interested today. What do you think? Anyone thought Havertz didn't look interested?
Terry, that's what you call an agenda. That is what you call agenda.
Yeah, no, the whole he's a lazy guy. He literally it was just actually genuinely it was just good defending. He was just fight on him all the time. Didn't give him any space. Yeah, it was just good defending.
I don't think he was even as bad as people claim that he was. It was just because he didn't get on the score sheet. So he didn't score, so he's automatically. He wasn't as bad as what people say, though.
He wasn't bad, but the issue is, one thing that people always look to first of all is production. If you look at production and we scored 7 goals, okay, let's say we scored 5 goals because Havertz was off for the last 2, scored 5 goals and Havertz wasn't involved in any of them. Then you have to look at the level of his performance. Do you think his performance was up to the levels that we've seen Havertz perform to? And I don't think he was. There were a couple of neat touches, nice little hold-up plays here and there, but it wasn't enough for someone who we paid 70 million for. And like people keep saying about a lot of the young talent around the league, we believe Havertz will come good. We have no doubts about that. It's just that we want to maybe see more.
Yeah, you want to see more of.
Yeah, and that as well. Based on that point, it's his first time playing in that position for a long time. So I'm not expecting him to hit the ground running straight away. But obviously, coming the next few games now, you all want to see improvements in his performance. So more than just hold up play.
Today we didn't even have there was no Kante, no Werner, no Lukaku. Our team depth is surprisingly really deep. We always at the start of the season were Loftus-Cheek, yeah, he's here, but is he really going to play? Ross Barkley, is he really going to play? Those guys have really, really contributed to the team so far. They have.
But do you know why that? Why I think that is though? Why I think that is partly because I want to say it in the right way. When you're part of a squad that's doing bits, when you're part of a squad that could go on to win everything, when you're part of a squad that has the potential to be Premier League, why do you want to? There's no desire to leave, if that makes sense. That you have to fight for it. I think if you guys were still floating around getting results like you were under Lampard, I think there'd be more of a, you know what, I might as well leave. With what Chelsea are doing, there's an opportunity of greatness here. You've already got that Champions League title. You had a few, if you won a couple of Prems and another Champions League in the next 2 or 3 years under Tuchel, it becomes the greatest period in Chelsea's history. And I don't mean it rudely. You don't have a history like Liverpool or Man United, which is kind of hard to. Even no matter what, even Fergie, what he did, it took him a long time to surpass what Sir Matt Busby did. With Liverpool, for Jurgen Klopp's period to go down as the greatest in Liverpool's history, it's almost impossible. But for Tuchel and Chelsea, you could create that, and I think that's an incentive for people, and they all seem to want to be part of it massively. Terry, stop twerking for Chelsea and put a Chelsea shirt on, mate. Do you know what I love about that? It's honestly, the man. You saw the other night when I was doing the Liverpool review, I praised them and said one thing. Literally, there's a guy. I put a clip out earlier of me asking Sonny, is he concerned about Liverpool's potential leaky defence? And all the Liverpool fans, why haven't you put any of the clips out about Man United fans being overconfident and saying they're coming, relax. They're even angry about me not clipping up Man United fans yet. Honestly, some people that watch the Terrace, I love, but are weird. No agenda. I love all the players. It's my opinion. No worries, JJ. But listen, everyone who's tuned in, I know there's still people waiting on calls. We have run out of time today. We are live after Brighton versus Man City. Very sorry, Tyler, Mohammed, Tom, Nick, Who else is backstage? Keller's backstage. Tom's backstage. Chrissy's backstage. And there's loads of you. I'm very sorry we can't get around to all of you. Before you leave, make sure you smash the like button. And but also, who's on? None of you were on the Bet Victor show. Best performance of a Bet Victor top 6 show so far. Just about to pass the 35,000 mark from Wednesday night, and still getting around about 3,000 views an hour, which is amazing. You were on there, were you, Dan? You were on there. Cool. I forget who's on these shows now. I do so many shows, I forget. Best performing show. Great Friday night on the terrace last night as well. I might be in the studio tomorrow afternoon. I've got to see if I can get a panel together and a babysitter, but we'll see what happens, because I actually fancy going to the studio and watching it. Actually, no. Do I really want to watch Man United get pammed in front of people? Like, I could sit at home in my quiet studio, or I go to the one in London in front of people. We'll see, but we'll work that out later on today. Daniel, Ches, Prime, David, all of the viewers, all of the super chatters, all of the subscribers, thank you for making this the biggest Chelsea match reaction show on the planet. Very humbling to me as a Man United fan. I think the phrase is keep the blue flag flying high. You're the only person today that's tried to guess the secret phrase. It isn't keep the blue flag flying high. That is not the secret phrase. There's another super chat here that says 17 different goal scorers and it's October, is what Dennis CFC is saying in the house there. Thank you very much, Dennis. But until next time, take care. Goodbye.